Major General Tony Taguba is here with us on Kababayan Today. Ngayon naman pag-usapan natin, Tito Tony, the gold medal for the Congressional Filipino Americans in World War II. Why is this so important?
It's very important because we talked earlier about why it was important for us to understand why we came to this country to begin with. Well, and this is also the Filipino American History Month. Back in World War II, President Roosevelt ordered the Filipino troops to defend the Philippines. And you know, they were a commonwealth at that time, and that's where the defense of the United States came about. And over 200,000 fought. My father was involved in the Bataan Death March. He was in the Bataan Death March. And over time, after the war ended in 1945, Congress rescinded the promise of benefits to them. And so for the last almost 70 years, we've been fighting to get their benefits, and they're getting a trickle here and there. And so a group of us finally in April of this year decided that we need to go after the Congressional Gold Medal for the Filipino American World War II veterans, which is the highest award that the U.S. Congress can bestow on a group or on an individual. And the veterans, the remaining 16 or 17,000 that fought, that began with over 250,000, I think, is the last veterans group that have yet to be recognized by the U.S. Congress. The Puerto Ricans got theirs, Japanese Americans got theirs, the Tuskegee Airmen and African American got theirs. The women, Air Service pilots received theirs as well, and the Navajo Code Talkers. So now, almost 70 years, we're struggling to get them the recognition. And I think we've organized ourselves into a regional, national campaign, and we're going after the Congressional Gold Medal and present them to the Filipino American World War II veterans.
Okay, so has it been passed?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So what can we do to help this process? Is there anything us common people can do?
Well, I'm here today as one of our campaign to engage the community through the media, through meeting with members of Congress, through broadcasting this across the country, going to the Philippines and broadcasting that as well, and to make this a national campaign.
Because we can't wait anymore, Tito Tony.
We cannot wait.
These people are already, unfortunately, dying.
The World War II veterans, all of them, to include our Filipino veterans, are dying 500 a day.
That's a big number.
Right, so it's a very big number, and I mentioned 16 to 17,000 remaining today. So we're doing the math. We are accelerating the process. We're going to be meeting with Congress after the election. Of course, that's a priority for our nation. And to engage them to sponsor the legislation. We have experts that are doing that today. We have in our team 4 historians, one from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and 3 from the University of Maryland. And they all volunteered to put this research together and integrate that into the legislation that we are going to be introducing to members of Congress in January.
So you're busy.
We're busy.
You're really busy.
We are on a campaign.
Okay, on this campaign, how can we, the common Filipino American, how can we help speed this up? Can we write to Congress? Can we tell them that this is a dire thing, that we have to award our World War II veterans? Because at 500 veterans dying a day, by the time this is over and done with, who's going to be left?
Right. Well, we do have a public relations campaign. John Malagrito and Bing Brannigan are doing that. We're putting together plans for that. We're going to be broadcasting that later this month and also in November, before Christmas. And we're posting that on our website, which is being developed as we speak. It's already actually developed, but we just want to be able to broadcast that. We have regional representation across all 50 states and 4 territories, all the way to Philippines and Guam.
Yes, and I'm sure even in Hawaii, which I know a lot of veterans are living at the moment, right?
And even Alaska.
Alaska.
So the Virgin Islands. So we have representation across the country, and we're posting that. We have a board of directors that we're going to be feeding them with all the information to get the rest of the community involved in this process. More importantly, is just the sheer mentioning that to when you're having a social, that hey, there's a project called the Filipino Veterans Recognition and Education Project. it's a three-phase project. We're getting the medal because I've been working this now for the last 5 years with another group who got their medal. Then we're having we're applying for a national exhibition.
So that we can see our history. We can actually physically see it, right?
And then simultaneously, we're developing a digitized educational program.
So that the younger generation can see it.
This is the process that we were talking about earlier, you know, maintaining the legacy and continuity. And for our millennial generation to understand, hey, what did Lola and Lolo do during World War II?
Yeah.
They need to do that.
Because it's no history, no self.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be feeling detached. We don't want to be detached.
Okay. Lastly, Tito Tony, before we're also going to show Dahil Mahal Kita later on, but in a nutshell, please tell us why you're so passionate about going after this gold medal.
Well, you know, as I watched my father, though he retired, and as I watch all of these veterans that are aging, and I watch them in events and petitioning, you know, and I'm a veteran myself, and you know, it's part of our identity, it's part of our affinity, and I think we need to do something for them. Because they defended our country. They preserve our freedom.
They deserve it. Okay, recognition for our World War II veterans. That's what we're talking about here on Kababayan Today. Pagbalik natin, kasama pa rin natin si Tony Taguba. Dito lang po sa Kababayan Today.